I'm gonna have to record a video, buddy. I'm gonna have to record a video. Yep. Yes. Okay. So this video I was not gonna do this video at first, but then I was like, it needs to be talked about because of the recent things I've been able to find. So let's first talk about the direction of the channel. Look, I know I have a very small amount of people, so if I were to up and leave, nobody's gonna really notice and nobody's gonna really care. That's not the issue here. The issue here is where to go with it next. I wanted to kind of sit somewhere else a little differently than my usual spot because it's just I was sitting here, clears my head more so. So basically, here was the plan for the channel. My channel was going to be different. I had always thought that when people were doing stuff here on YouTube, when they were doing things like Roblox or Call of Duty videos, GTA role-playing videos, collecting videos where you collect old video games, Let's Plays, all that stuff. I thought it was because these people were doing it because they were very passionate about the subject that they were talking about, which is true, right? I mean, that is half true. But here with recent events that just happened, it's a little different. And so I thought my passion was going to be video games. That was the passion I was going to have was because of video games. That unfortunately has changed. I mean, not to change the video games, but the direction I'm going. You see, the original plan was to be different. My original plan was going to be different. What I was going to do was that I was going to make it a sort of half X-Play videos. My plan was my idea of my show was going to be half X-Play, half Adult Swim style humor. If anybody remembers Saul of the Mole Man, I was going to do something like that mixed in with public access show. It was going to be like very much heavy early 2000 style format for my show. But I was going to talk about video games, and it was going to be talking about everything from Xbox to Nintendo to PlayStation to PC. I was going to talk about everything. Games from Japan, games from Europe, not safe for work games, just anything that would be funny to talk about on the channel. That was I was going to go. That was the direction I was going to go. That's why I want to do playlists for certain videos. I mean, that was the plan. Yeah, just recently I had a post, I think it was on my Xbox video, a viewer commented on it, and also I'm hoping he subscribed, but he left a good comment on there about how I need to stay on one subject. At first I didn't think much of it because it's just like, yeah, I probably ought to, a lot of people do that, but I wanted to be different from those people. I wanted to talk about a wide variety of games. It was just going to be this weird underground public access goofy show that talks about all this stuff. But anyways, he said stick to one subject, and I replied to him, I wish I could do that. I can't, and it would make things so much more easier to me. But now recently I found out that might be the case. I have to do that. What, buddy? What? Okay, where was I at? So anyways, I think most channels do this for YouTube. They connect their channel to vidIQ. It's kind of like YouTube. I think it's YouTube's personal thing to help small creators build their channel. And on one of their videos, they just did a thing where they talked about hooking your account through vidIQ to connect to Claude AI. And in doing so, you can make an audit report on your channel. So that's what I did. I went ahead and decided, I might get more info and whatnot from it. So I connected it to it. Claude went through all this stuff and did an audit report on my channel. Now, I understand that some of it might be a little off because some of the things that told me that I needed to do more so didn't really make sense because it told me not to do this with one of my videos. And I'm like, well, that gained a lot more views than any of my other past videos. So I don't understand that one. But it did show me something that was very key there, was that a lot of my videos were all over the place. Now, I understand some of them I kept on my channel because I thought it would help me boost people, the traffic coming to my channel, such as the Lunchly videos and the what was the other one? Some other stuff that I thought would get traction to my channel, but I would talk about this. Turns out YouTube does not like that. That algorithm does not like it. And you need to stay on one subject. That's it. You want to do parodies? Go somewhere else. Basically, your channel is basically stuck in a box. And I'm starting to find that out. It's like if you want to do Let's Plays, that's got to be separate. If you want to talk about Xbox, that's got to be separate. If you want to talk about retro games, that's got to be separate. If you want to talk about anything that's like basically messes with the algorithm, it's got to be separate. You can't have multiple things. Your channel can't be a channel, a fun channel. It can't be a channel of creativity. It has to be something different. Like I said, I thought people that used to do this were just very passionate about that one subject. Now I know why, because they have to be stuck in that algorithm. They have to do that because the algorithm rewards them for being very mundane and very much the same. That's where I'm going to be like, I have to change, unfortunately. But the problem is me. I can't do that. Not to say it's not for the lack of trying. And I think probably I just need to try harder. Get out of my comfort zone. Quit playing with my family. Hey, what are you doing? But that, unfortunately, that's just not who I am. I'm a guy, let's put it this way. I've never been a guy who listens to the same music genre all the time. I'm not a person that watches the same movie over and over again. I'm not the same person who reads the same book over and over again. And I'm not the same person who wants to stick to one subject over and over again. The point of the story is basically if I stay on one subject, I'm going to go nuts. I have to do things differently to get that creativity going in my brain. I have to talk about different subjects, because if I don't, my brain is just starts to get boring to me and I start to lose interest. So now I got to figure out what to do next. That's the thing. I've got to figure out what to do next. And I don't know. I really, really don't know. I know, buddy. I know. I wish it could be just that simple where I could just talk about all sorts of video games. Like, that's what I wanted it to do. I wanted this channel to go in the route of being quirky and goofy. It literally was going to be a mix of shows you would see in the 90s and shows that you'd see in the early 2000s mixed in with weird humor and stuff like that. That was the plan. But YouTube has made it so stifling that creativity is just not there. I know. And I wish there was an alternative. I really wish there was a better alternative. The only other alternative is this other channel, which I guess you can't really say it, but since I guess I'm a small channel, I can probably get away with it. But Rumble. Rumble's the only other small channel that you can be able to do something. You can probably try to do something there, but they want more live streaming over there than they do than over here. Like, if you want to post videos, that's out of the question. They won't get seen as much. You have to do live streaming services because they get their revenue that way. I know, buddy. I'm almost done. I'll get out of your way. The point is, I'm at a point where I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I mean, I have a theory of where I want to go. I have a theory, but it's the point is, all the stuff that I want to talk about, I'm gonna have to have 6 or 7 channels. From what I can gather from this audit, from what I can gather from what the algorithm is telling me. And I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. The point of the channel was going to be a parody. It was going to be a parody of things you've seen before. The point of this is things that have to change. They have to change. Money is just not even on my brain right now. It's more more along the lines I want to entertain. I've always wanted to be an actor. Or at least a stand-up comic. Especially nowadays, it's just I don't know. The more I get older, and the more my funny bone is gone. I become more like a senile old man. I don't know. But money is just so far out of my brain. But the thing is just if I don't get views, and the algorithm is making it where I can't get those views, then I don't know what to do next. I want to see something different on this platform. I want to see something different, but it just looks like that's not going to happen. YouTube is basically the driver here. I can make all these videos, I can do all this stuff, but YouTube's the driver. YouTube is the driver, and right now it's stopped, and it has 5 lanes, and it doesn't know where to go. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to do. I honestly just don't know what to do at this point in time. I could keep this. Looking back on it, I wish I didn't even have the name Retro Restart. I only chose Retro Restart because it's restart your nostalgia, and I was going to talk about retro, like talk about different things. That's the point of a retro channel. And I know it's a gaming channel. Like everybody does gaming on this fucking platform. But I was going to try my hardest to be very, very different. I don't know. I'm just rambling here. That's the thing. I'm just rambling here. And I don't really know what to do. I'm going to have to wrap it up here anyways. So I have a few more videos coming out. I do have those unique reviews. I do have the Amazing Find or Waste of Time. I may have to do one more different show just to feel like it's different. All the Let's Plays, if I was now going to have to be scrapped, that's going to have that idea of doing that is going to have to be scrapped. The Xbox ideas for those videos are going to have to be scrapped. I can't do that. I'll have to do, if I want to do that, I'm going to have to make a whole different channel probably for that. And I'll have to figure out a way to connect it all. So this channel is going to be mostly focusing on retro stuff, which is fine. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I just wanted to talk a little bit more of a serious matter here. I have an idea, but I don't know. I feel like I'm stuck. That's the best way I can say it. It's like I'm stuck. I'm put in a box, Heck, even this video is going to screw up the algorithm. Yeah, even this video is going to screw up the algorithm. So that's how frustrating this whole thing is. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Y'all take care.